Hello and welcome back to Satisfactory Update 4. In our last episode, we started working on some of the products on the bus, and we got a couple done over the last couple of episodes, but for this episode, I've come back out to the nuclear plant. Because we are not getting enough stuff into the nuclear power, but I've figured out why. It is what I figured it would have been all along. It is the sulfuric acid. This is not doing the job that I hoped it would do by making sure that we push enough sulfuric acid through to overcome what's coming out of this refinery. Even though the refinery is not downclocked. Well, that could be part of it. Let's take a look at that again. Let's see. The nuclear sulfuric acid needs to be at 48%, not at 100%. That will help some. But we need to flush this line out. I did it already, but we need to keep flushing it. And I actually want to change this valve to be a pump. I think that might help enough. Let's flush that out. See if that helps matters a little. And let's put in a pump here. And the reason that I want to use the pump is because I want it to pull this way. What are those arrows there for? Whatever, it doesn't matter. I wanted to pull the fluid out of this the heading of this pipe. I guess we need to do power pole mark 2, and then a power line comes over to here. Yeah, that worked out pretty well. Animation apparently is. Oh no, it is animating. Okay, good. So that might help. At least if it keeps this pipe empty here, then it will help. Because then this machine can output its sulfuric acid, which it was full before, and then hopefully the pump will at least keep this pressurized enough that it forces the sulfuric acid from here into the machine at a reasonable rate, overcoming what's coming out of here. Especially given the limiter we have here on the valve. Hopefully. Why is that flow rate higher than what I've set it at? Jerk. Okay. So we're going to leave that alone for now. And I guess I need to do... Okay. I need to crouch. I could do this jump too, the crouch jump, but... Yeah. And I can't use my hover suit here because we're going to be too close to radiation for me to use it. Yeah, too close to radiation. So let's come up here because the patch a day or two before this video, maybe 3 days before this video, indicated that they have fixed the display here on the reactors. And they have not entirely. But the problem could be the fact that there's just no, there's not really a backlog of fuel at this point. So maybe I should remove this belt, let the fuel back up a little bit here, and then put the belt back in and let it feed it into where there's like an extra in here. So maybe it will change this display. I'm not entirely sure on that, but we're gonna hope. So I'm gonna pause and let at least a little bit of fuel get backed up here on this lift, and then I'll bring y'all back in for the next bit. And welcome back. So I went and did other things for 10 or 15 minutes, and now there are 9 uranium fuel cells in the lift here. One of the things that I did, well, most of the things I did weren't even in the game, but one of the things I did do was go down and look at the sulfuric acid output, and it's still horrible. I think the solution is going to have to be to maybe just package what's coming out of the machine and shred it. I'm assuming you can shred package sulfuric acid. I'll look at that. And then just ramp up the sulfuric acid refinery to produce the 32 we need, rather than do what we're doing and trying to force it back around and blah, blah, blah. It might be easier just to package it. The problem in order to package it is we need some of the canisters. But we could use either steel or iron-coated canisters out here instead of the plastic ones, since we have steel that we can probably step up, and we definitely have copper and iron that we could step up. So I think I think I might just do that, but I think that might be something to do... well, I suppose we could do it in this episode. I was kind of leaning toward not doing it in this episode just because I wanted to continue working on the bus. But on the other hand, this is going to get... I guess I don't need that anymore, do I? This is going to get a little bit out of hand, unruly. If not, like, this won't continue working well. So I want to invest the time out here that we need to invest and make sure that things are working, I guess, before we continue working on other things, because power would be otherwise an issue at this point, given the fact that if we start producing a lot in the base, we're going to eventually hit that ceiling there of the power that we can sustain, not relying on nuclear and or not making anything else. So the good news is this does say now that it is producing 20 uranium waste per minute, which was up from when it said 25. Now it says 100. That's 100 per rod, because the rods last for 5 minutes. So before, the old number here would have been 4 per minute, but now it's 20 per minute because it's 100 waste per rod when it said 25 before. So I think let's go down and try and get out of the radiation zone as much as we can and figure out how much of this, how much of these containers we'll need to package this sulfuric acid, and let's just do it. Let's just do it right, or do it, get it done. Those guys are all working. That's good. I'd like to see them working. So let me go over here out of the poison zone, the poison zone, yeah. And I want to bring back in the Excel spreadsheet. And I'm here on the nuclear tab. So first of all, let's step this up to produce the 32. I think that would be, well, that's just 32 divided by 50. That's easily enough done. And this way, I can also demonstrate to anyone who hasn't seen it yet how this calculator works and how it will work after they make the changes that they're talking about making over the next week or two, when I make it public in my Discord. So now if we produce that extra sulfuric acid here, we're producing 8 too much because not there. Actually, it's on the recipe tab. Because we have the extra coming out of the refinery. Let me change that a little bit. There we go. So then let's do. So then we want to do containers, and let's look at which containers we might want. So if we go down to the empty canister, I think is what it's called. Yeah, we could do the coated iron canister, and those require iron plate and copper sheets. Each canister can hold... Oh crap, how much does each canister hold? That I don't remember. We can look at the fuel thing to find out how much water they hold. Oh, I know what I can look at. Let's change this recipe quickly to packaged sulfuric acid. That makes more logical sense. Each package can consume 40 per minute, so you need to have 0.2 to consume 8 sulfuric acid. So now our sulfuric acid number is blank again. It's zeroed out again. And then that means we need to produce... Where's the packages at? 8 empty canisters. So if we look at the iron empty canister here. Empty. I wish you could type in search. You can't. At least I haven't figured out how exactly yet. Maybe I'll have figured that out before time. And then we just need to have 8 divided by 60, which is 0.133 assemblers, which means 4 iron plates and 2 copper sheets. In order to add 4 more iron plates to this, we would need to be able to produce 12.6. And then, I'm not going to set it just yet. And then copper sheets are here. So we would need to be able to produce 4.2 of those. Both of which shouldn't be a problem. We should be able to step those miners up a little bit. The alternative is, of course, the steel canisters, which will take... first of all, we need to have it set correctly. Equals 8 divided by 40. And then those take 12 steel ingots, which would triple our ingot production right now. Because we're only making 6, and which means we'd have to be able to handle 18, which means that we would need to have more coal and more iron ore. But it is only 12 more iron ore and 12 more coal. This would have been... Let's actually go ahead and do this. Coated iron. It was 8 divided by... I can't remember the number now. 40? 30. $60. One of those. Definitely one of those. Something. So that would mean that we would need to have 4 additional iron plates, so that's 12.6. And 2 additional copper sheets, so that's 4.2. That zeroes those out. And then we scroll over here to the iron ingot. And we need to have 6 more of those, so that makes 20.1. And that means that we need to have 20.1, or 6 more iron and... Redo for a second. Copper, that's 33. So that'd be 6 more... Yeah, let's just do these. It's 6 more iron and a few more copper plates. Let's just do these. So if we wanted to set this up, I think a good place to set this one up would be over here. Possibly even right here. Or right on that side. Can I get over one of these, please? No, I just go under, Wally. I always forget about it. Maybe even right here. What do we have coming in here? Copper wire, iron plate. Well, that would be useful if we could just set it up right next to this. And then I think I can just widen this out and send... Do I have enough room here to send a belt of... No, I don't. And I just fell. Can I grab that ladder? No. Okay, just give me a ladder over here. Where I want to be anyway. So I don't have the room to sneak... I could sneak it through above this pipe, though. And then we do a packager right in here. Let's look at that. Production packager. Well, that's unfortunate. The pipe connection is... Oh, wait, this pipe's not going to be here. Okay, never mind. It'll go over here, right where the pipe is, then. And then you can go in line with that. I don't think that lined up properly, but that's fine. And then we can actually just redo this part completely and take this shredder down, because we're never going to be overproducing this again. We can just take this shredder down and just put this lift actually in correctly. Let's do that. Let's take this out now, and this, and the lift, and all of this stuff. Go back up top and fix this too. And we'll just move this shredder right over here. So I guess if you wanted to do this more logically, then the way to do it would be to, I think, multiply this whole setup by a factor of 5. And then that 20%, which is the factor of 5, that is, of the sulfuric acid can come from all from 4 of these, and I'll put into 1 to make it use evenly and correctly. Okay, so this goes here, and we want it to be right up here, but of course we need to remove this belt, and then do that again. Excuse me. Lift. There. I guess I could have just used what I have in my toolbar. That would have been the logical thing to do. And that looks correct, and that looks correct. Okay. So now we should have this all ready to go. I wish I could jump, but I can't. So let's see where we can set up a... Oh, geez, you guys aren't even able to see this. There, let's fix this. So I took out... Sorry about that for the last 3 minutes or so. I took out the shredder and whatnot here. And also I fixed the lift so it was just straight because we don't need to split this anymore. And then I want to put in the awesome sink again right in here someplace. This looks like a place. No, maybe that is lined up. Okay. We'll run that pipe straight into there. We can take a belt from here going into not there. Let's move that. I realized it was off-centered. There. Into... I don't like that either. But we'll just do it this way. And then we need power. That's easily enough accomplished right here. And right here. Oh, good. This is going to package sulfuric acid. And then it just needs canisters, which we will get momentarily. Yeah, see, this is already filled right back up again. That's not any good. So we'll set this to... Well, that's why. This is only 24. This should have only been... Well, it's not why. We'll leave it alone. This needs to go up now, according to our spreadsheet, to 64%. And we need to set up that assembler right here, making the packages, the canisters out of coated iron. All right, so we have an iron lift there, which is not in a good place because I just need to do this differently. That's fine too. Shake these out. Iron and wire. Oops, that way. And then we'll do lifts, or splitters, for the lift connection. The problem is, this isn't going to work now the way that I have it. Can I make this work reasonably? 1, 2, 3. There? Yes, I can. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this one here will be... 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then these need to get replaced, so we need to replace this stuff here. And this stuff here. These come out. And I can actually use my hovercraft over here. That's good. My hover pack will be useful indeed. We need to connect this belt. This is too close. Can I take this one out? And then do this straight into the splitter? Will that work? Looks like it is. And then this can go into... Oh, I miscounted. These only need one more. 0 height versus 1 height. Yes, that is working. And then this goes... Gosh, where does that go? All the way down there. Yep. And then iron needs to be replaced as well. Like that. And it can go into there. It goes all the way down there as well. Most excellent. And this lift goes down to there. This lift goes down to there. I'll just put my poison suit back on just so I don't mess it up later. I can take these out. And we can take these out. Okay, and then we needed to have iron here. Guess I should have left it. Two, three, four. And then copper sheets are there, which is one above wire. Okay, that works fine. And yes, I know I could just steal them from here, but that's no fun. That's heresy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I believe. Hello. Yeah. Okay, and then we can put in a splitter here if we take this belt out. And actually, we're going to take this belt out too. Just like we did with the copper wire. Put our splitter in right on top like that. And then reconnect this to there. To there. To there. Oops. Wrong button. Alright. Wrong buttons all around, everyone. Belt. There. Just in case you wanted to know where something was. I think it's all sulfur. And then we need lifts. No, lifts. Okay. And there. Alrighty. And then this is going to make those. It needs power, of course. Clearly. Where's my power coming in here? Oh, I cheated. Shame, shame, shame. Yeah, that clearly won't work. Let's put this power line right here. And then into there. Hey, look at that. It's not even clipping. And then this one's going to come out, and I think it can just stay on the level. I think that's fine. So we'll come out, make a turn, come this way. Let's just do it with the belt instead. This way. We're going to go out to there, I think. Yeah, I think that's good. So are you working? No copper sheets yet. Did I screw it up, or is it just time? It's just time. We also need to fix these clocks too here. So that's concrete. Don't need concrete. Copper sheets, we need to have now 0.42, so 42%. Iron plate. And I can go out and fix the miners off camera, I think. That's steel pipes. Iron plate now is 63%. And that should be it. I should just be able... Oh, we probably had to fix this sulfur miner too. So I'll go fix those three off after the episode. That'll be fine. And then, good, we have containers. Nice. And so we want to go that way. Let's take this with us as best we can. Assume we will run out of belt length here at some point. I guess we won't. Let's take this down. Take this down. That down. This down. And all of this. And then... I know, you're overwhelmed. Come this way. And there's the end. I was almost there. Okay. And this can come down, and actually let's figure out the pipe first. So, pipes. We want to R for vertical. You can press and hold R now for that, by the way. And we're not going to get a vertical pipe out of this because it's only going up one level. We can make it, though. We can make it so. Yeah. Let's do a pipe support. Stackable support thingy. But we can kind of make it so. What I want to do is make this be as short as possible. Maybe that's not short enough. Maybe that one, or is that the same place? It could very well be the same place. No, that's too close. So I guess that's what we get. And then this can go into there. And then Belto can come this way. And go this way. And then go this way. Oh, I planned that one perfectly without even trying. Well, I might actually have kind of tried because of the lining up of this, with the lining up of where this pipe was, etc. But I think that's okay. And this is going to need to be set down to 0.2, but I would like it to package the stuff to get caught up first. So we'll let that go. Then it'll kick out the packages. Hopefully these are shreddable. I didn't actually check. Hopefully they are. Otherwise they might just be going into giant storage containers like the nuclear waste is. Up there. Up wherever that is. I hear it, so it is going. Excellent. It's not backing up on the belt. So that should work. Let's see. Yeah, I think we can probably go ahead and set this down now to 0.2. Okay, so that should deal with those problems. And so I think I want to take the rest of this episode to go back to the base and start looking at the next recipe. So what I'm going to do is pause again, fix the miners for the 3 ingredients we just altered, and then we're going to consume 0.4 sulfuric acid per minute. Wait, that's not right. Oh, I typed it wrong. Okay, that should be 20%. My fault. We're going to consume 8 sulfuric acid because we're going to produce 8 packaged sulfuric acid. Okay, and then I'm going to go fix those 3 miners, the sulfur, copper, and iron, and then I will meet you all back at the base. And welcome back. So I'm down here at the far end of the bus, and I have pinned the next milestone here just as a reminder. We should have the 50 fuse modular frames we need for this, and we also have plenty of supercomputers and plenty of pipes available, so we could do this at any time. Maybe in the next episode, since I'm already down here at this end, and it's way down there at that end. We set up these fused modular frames in the last episode, at the end of the last episode, and the item that needs them are the pressure conversion cubes, and only the pressure conversion cubes, other than a little bit of construction, I believe. I'm going to double check that real quick on the Satisfactory calculator website. But so I made these, and I'm planning on sending them to the mall, because they're used in a few things, but that's really it. Because the pressure conversion cubes, we actually don't need those for anything, for any of the plans that we have. They're used for the plutonium fuel units, of course, and they're used for one of the turbo motors. And of course, I've opened the console again, which we're not going to use. I don't think we're going to use the turbo motor that takes them. I currently have the turbo rigger motor set up there, and I was planning on continuing to use that one. Although, given that thought and how easy it is to bring up ridiculous amounts of nitrogen, we could package the nitrogen gas and send it over there and make the turbo pressure motors instead. So if we did that, let me pull up the spreadsheet again. Well, actually, I'll pull up this first. And so this is the pressure conversion cubes. So if we did make the pressure conversion cubes here, and then pass them on to the turbo pressure motors, we could, and we could just set up a small amount of these to be made as well, because we shouldn't need very many. In fact, we're just going to need... Actually, we're going to need 3.75 per minute. This is why I didn't want to do these. Yeah, because we would need 3.75. Well, actually, it's only assemblers. That's not too bad. I'll check this math out and see if we can reasonably do this, especially with the fused modular frame that we have selected here, or that we have being made here. We'd have to potentially double this, I think, but I'll double check the math on it. Maybe it'll be worth it. But for the rest of this episode, what I want to do is keep moving on, and let's set up this output here, just so we have it marked. One, two, three. Yes, I believe that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. And then let's take a look again at the spreadsheet. Let me keep pulling this stuff up here. That's the browser, but the spreadsheet is here. And so I've continued to work through the math. And like I said, I already have the turbo rigger motors being made. Although, like I said, we could make the other motors, especially because we're only making 2 of these anyway, so we don't need to make the 3.75 that the recipe calls for. We could cut that in half easily enough. And this is just for our own supplies anyway, so it's not like we need these as any sort of a draw. I was looking at a couple of these that we need to have a lot of. Things like the heat exchangers. We need 4.25 heat exchanger assemblers. And that's because of the need for these radio connection units. And we need 2.5 manufacturers for radio connection units, largely because of... where are they at? Further over here? No. Oh, right there. Largely, actually, about half because of the turbo rigger motors and the OC supercomputers. So, if we do away with the turbo rigger motors, then we won't need nearly as many of the radio connection units. And that means that, if I can find the tab here, that means that we won't need as many of the, where's it at here? Yeah, that might actually work, because we won't need them for that then. And that would reduce the demand on that. So this might be worth it, now that we know what we know about nitrogen gas. So back to the spreadsheet again. We're using the same capture for both, so I have to switch apps manually here. So given that, and I do want to eventually work on the blender too, but we need to bring in sulfuric acid and something else. The battery in the blender, that is, and alumina solution for this. So I want to be careful with that. So I'm trying to decide what I should work on next. The overclock supercomputer would be good, but not until we have the radio control units going. These are all done up here. Cooling devices we just did in 2 episodes ago. Turbo rigger motors we might be changing. Radio connection units we might be changing, and therefore we also need to wait because it's part of the demand on this. Heat exchangers we need to wait on too because of this. Battery OC. Silicon speed connectors. Now these are being used for the radio connection units. So I think we're stuck, unfortunately, here. AI limiters, I guess we could go and check like things like that. Let's do that real quick, just for a couple of minutes. We'll finish this up pretty quickly, though. What was this one? There's 3 of these. High-speed connectors. Okay, so we do already have 3 of these. So if we need to have 8, that's going to be a pain, but it's not going to be a huge pain. We'll just keep building that way and extend this this line out a little bit. Let's see. Computers. Katerium computers, we're going to need less of these because right now a lot of these are going into the supercomputer, and we're going to need like a half a manufacturer worth of these in the end, so that's useful. AI limiters, we need to have 0.25. What the heck was I sending all these to before? Because we're going to be taking this way down. AI limiters, where were those going? This way, this way. And I'm planning on putting these in the mall this time. Is that you? Yeah. Oh, the supercomputers also. Yeah, that OC supercomputer is going to be really nice then. Let's see. On the other side over here, instead of the rigger motor, I'm going to switch it over to be the electric motor, which will reduce this bit a little bit too. And then here we're going to still have some stators being made. 1.25 though, so actually it's less than what we have here now. Because this is... No, actually it's going to be just about the same. Here we have rotors. Need 1.5 of those, so that's going to be the same-ish. This one we have the heavy modular frames. I think this is going to have to be increased. Yeah, the heavy encased frames, we need to set this up to 100%. Let's go ahead and do that now, because we are drawing these for those other cubes, so that would be useful to do. I guess I could have just done it the easy way, just dragged it straight until it quit moving. And that'll make the full 3 per minute, or 2.812 per minute, so that's good. And then we kind of get into some of the more intermediary things. Encased industrial beams, I doubt changed. If they did, not by much. Things like that, the kind of mid-tier items, sort of. Actually, these might have changed. Nope, they didn't change. There's 4 of them. We'll check the clock speeds and stuff, though. This is batteries. That's going to change. That was AI limiters? No. Maybe. That was circuit boards. Circuit boards are 2.97. Yeah, we need less of those, too. That's good. That was AI limiters. So there's a lot of things that we can scale up and scale down as we go through this, but that's going to take a little bit of time. I don't know why I left so much space in here, but maybe it's because this is kind of the end of the simple end products, and then I had batteries next? Or is it just because of this area here being... Yeah, it's probably because of this area here being kind of jammed. Not sure. This was something else that I was doing here. But we'll put that blender in here and make the regular batteries as part of this too. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end here. I'll look at the math for that turbo... that other turbo motor recipe, the turbo pressure motor, and maybe that makes more sense now that we know more about nitrogen gas. I was a little bit, to be honest, a little bit scared of nitrogen gas, but it might just make more sense to do it this way. So thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.